What is up, homies? Christian back again, the Twin Suns action figure close-up, and today I have for us the Hasbro 3 3/4 inch comic 2-packs, Star Wars Dark Empire 2, Emperor Clone Palpatine, and Luke Skywalker. Save that 4 times fast. So, we have them here in their package that you would have seen back in the day on the shelves, and you can see here, these used to come with the comic that the figures are from. So we have here Dark Empire 2, with that beautiful Dave Dorman art there on the cover background. And we have the Clone Emperor. He does have a lightsaber, but it's fallen down. You can see it down there. Clone Emperor, the Holocron, and Luke Skywalker. On this side, we have Clone Emperor Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine Clone, Luke Skywalker. And on the back, just point this over so you can see, got a little bio up there, Star Wars logo, pictures of them outside the box here, and three other 2-packs that you can get. In the little bio, Luke Skywalker has discovered the existence of another Jedi, helping him further his goal of reestablishing the Jedi Knights, while he makes plans to go to Ossus to locate the important Jedi artifact. Emperor Palpatine is reborn in another body of a clone, and he makes immediate plans to crush the Alliance and the fledgling Jedi Knights. So, if you guys read the Dark Empire 2, Empire's End trilogy, this is from the second one, where the entire premise is, as the bio states, Luke finds out that there are some younger Jedi, sort of an offshoot of some Jedi on another planet, and he's trying to bring them back, but Palpatine's out there to stop them. If you guys read Dark Empire, let me know in the comments down below. Just because, Dark Empire, the first one especially, Dark Empire 2 is pretty good, but Dark Empire 1 is one of my favorite old EU things. I always loved the idea of the Clone Emperor coming back. That's why part of the reason why I loved Rise of Skywalker so much, is that they bring back that Clone Emperor idea. So, anyway, that's the overview of the box. That's not what we're here for. Let's do Clone Emperor this week. We'll do Luke next week. And here we have the Reborn Clone Emperor out of his plastic prison in all of his glory. And this is just a great costume design. I love the ornateness of the robes. They're long and flowing. He's got those classic Emperor massive sleeves. Not even just the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, but real world emperors and stuff. They always had these huge ornate sleeves. He's got the massive collar going around his head and his neck and stuff. So we have hard plastic. We got some of these plastic robes here too. Just kind of basic, but strength and simplicity, this design. Looks really good. So let's bring it a little bit closer to the camera. Look up a bit. You can see his head sculpt there. This is supposed to be a younger Palpatine. So, this is back before, any of the prequels came out. So we didn't know if Ian McDiarmid was going to keep playing Palpatine. So thankfully he did. Great role. But, great actor for that role. But they just try to, de-age him a bit, it seems like. Because he's supposed to be a younger clone. And they did a pretty good job, I'd say. They gave him hair because, he's a little lacking of that at the end of Return of the Jedi. I like that. And this is a 3 3/4 inch figure, just again, so a lot of good detail for 3 3/4 inch figure. They put a little gray. I know the lights are probably washing out a bit, but they did put a gray paint app on the top of his head. The skin tone is a really nice pale off-white gray cream. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a very sickly looking color, which is great because the whole point of Dark Empire is that these clones can barely hold his power. So they're always a little sickly and always aging super fast, and they don't do the job very well. And it comes across very well in this head sculpt. Some ornate chest armor, it's got some little symbols there and there. And just, it's a simple ornateness. It's not over the top, just the way the design of the armor pleating and the cloth in between and stuff. Looks really good. 2 studs at the bottom of the collar as well. We got some sculpting here in the back. This looks very good. And then, let me take it back a bit. We have the overall look. Now, the robes, this does, you can slip this off and around. because what's underneath the robes, you know, if that doesn't sound too bad, is pretty interesting. Namely, for one thing, he's not wearing shoes. He's wearing like foot wraps and stuff. And the thing I wanted to show you about these is that Hasbro went through the effort. Oh, there we go. Hasbro went through the effort of actually. There we go. You can see sculpting, obviously not through the effort, I guess, of painting that ankle joint there. But they went through the effort of sculpting this little, like, I don't, like, bulbs, pustules, I don't know what you would call them. Sort of like what the black plague gives you, though. On his toes and on top of his foot. You know, even his feet look sickly and stuff. And it's on his entire skin, actually, underneath this. So, if you wanted to make him look like, here, let's see here. There is a scene in Dark Empire where the clone emperor breaks free from his like test tube almost, while Luke is trying to smash them all and break them before he can actually reemerge into a new clone body. And Luke doesn't do it in time, and the Emperor moves his consciousness, his soul, into one of the clones in the test tubes and breaks out. And it's really cool because I have a whole lightsaber battle right there in the lab. But as you can imagine, the clone being in the test tube, he isn't the most clothed person. So, you know, Hasbro, you know, he wears less than even on this figure underneath the robes. So Hasbro gave us, you know, the PC-friendly, kid-friendly version of it. So if you wanted to have the Clone Emperor fresh from his test tube, you could take off these over robes. I'm guessing the hot probably, yep, pops right off. So you can take this off, take these robes off, and you can have the Clone Emperor just out, you know, like he broke free fighting Luke, which, you know what? I actually have 2 of these figures loose. So I just gave myself the idea. I think I'm gonna actually do that. So, as you can see there though, he does have sculpting and paint abs. He has those bulbs all over his body. Let's go over his articulation. Well, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with this robe right now. So let's go over his articulation. He does have arms underneath him. So obviously he has arms underneath him. Shoulders come up to 90. And he has a swivel at the elbow. The elbow comes up to about 90 as well. No no wrist articulation. You see the hand just comes right out. So, no wrist articulation. This hand is for holding his lightsaber. Accessory spoiler. Obviously, same articulation on the other hand. But this hand, I will just point out, is an open hand. You know, using the force. Looks good. And you know what? I just realized I skipped the head for some reason. So, swivel left, swivel right. A little bit of down. Not very much up. In fact, you can't even look up straight at you all the way. So yeah, a little bit of down is all. The collar is what's getting in the way, it seems, because you can see there's a plastic bit inside the collar. A little bit of tilt, which is awesome to see on a 3¼ inch figure. For his abdomen. No ab crunch at all. Not even articulation there for it. Seems like it's just swivel left, swivel right. No lean either. It's just a swivel at right above the waists. And for the hips, you can see here they are just swivel hips. So they come forward. They do go at an angle though when they come up, but an angle going back as well. Single jointed knee. Look at this side. The robes are just very big, very floofy. Single jointed knee gets up to about 90, and Hasbro swivel rocking ankles. Gives you that amazing range of articulation. However, that is ugly. Really wish Hasbro could have done something for us there. So, I'm just gonna leave him like this. So tiny. As far as accessories goes, he comes with Force Lightning. And these were all rubber banded on. So I actually just took these off the rubber band. I'm going to keep the rubber band so I can keep it on a little bit tighter. But you see it has a little wrist attachment right there. That goes onto his Force hand. And looks really good. And then just pull up the robe a little bit, or even cooler, put the robe over it. So you know it's just sort of shooting out the robe for his lightning effect. Looks really good. This comes right off. And he comes with his lightsaber. So, in Dark Empire, Palpatine uses a blue lightsaber because, you know, he's not bleeding crystals, or bleeding crystals wasn't even really a thing back in the old EU, so he's got a blue lightsaber crystal and was using it. I always thought it was really cool how he used a blue saber. And his hilt. See, there's a lot of design in here. A lot of sculpting here. They sculpt a little button there, all these little ridges right here on almost like a Graflex type hilt right there, but with more of a butt on it here. Some good paint apps. Could be a little bit cleaner, but it's not bad at all. Nice sculpting. The blade does not seem removable, and with a figure like this, I'm not going to test it because I don't want to break it. So, see here, number 5. I don't think that's canon. All right, and here we have the Jedi Holocron with, I can't remember this dude's name at all. I'm not even gonna lie. But you can barely make out, you know. It's just sort of a mess of plastic. I get what they were trying to go for, but some wash or a dry brush or something on here, because there is a lot of detail on here. If you need the light to catch it, you see? But if the light doesn't catch it, it just looks like a mess of plastic. It doesn't look like anything. So, you know, for the artsy folks out there, hit up with a dry brush if you have this figure. Although, it's a little harder to find now, but it's just a cool figure I want to show you guys. You can see here, I put a lot of sculpting, just one layer of paint, just gold. A lot of sculpting into it though. So yeah, looks good. Overall, I think this figure is really cool, but again, I'm biased because I really like Dark Empire, so it's really nice to have a good figure of this. They gave us one in '98 when Dark Empire first came out. Really nice that Hasbro came back. I think this came out in 2007 is when this comic book came out. 2008, look at the packaging. So it's really nice 10 years later to get an updated figure, and let's be honest here, Hasbro's still using 2008 sculpts today, so I doubt we're ever going to see a new version of this. It would be really cool. It'd be really cool if they did it as like a throwback along with the Rise of Skywalker 3 3/4 inch Emperor. And Tech Priest Emperor 2 would be really cool when he's on the crane. I would really like something like that from that. So, if you like Dark Empire, you should obviously try to hunt down this figure. It is a little harder to find now, but you can get lucky at toy shows and at conventions and stuff, so keep your eyes out there. Or, you know, just go to classic route, go eBay or something. Highly recommend this figure. It's really awesome, especially if you're a fan of the Empire, Emperor. I don't know, I keep calling him the Empire. If you're a fan of the Emperor, Dark Empire, or, you know, just love the old EU overall in general, it's definitely a must-have for any EU collector, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below if you have this figure. Let me know what you guys think of Dark Empire if you read it. Or if you haven't read it, why haven't you? Go read it now. Till next time, may the Force be with you. I was already almost there, so, you know, I actually just went ahead and took off all his robes. And this is what he looks like. If you want to recreate that scene from Dark Empire, where he breaks out the test tube, grabs a lightsaber, starts going ham on Luke. It's one of the best lightsaber battles. You know, I know it's in the comic, but it's so cool. You know, young clone Palpatine trying to kill Luke. And Luke going on breaking all these test tubes to kill, you know, not let his soul have anything to go into. So, looks really good. Definitely keep one on my shelf like this. It looks a little bow-legged because of those hips, unfortunately, but Again, I'm just happy we have this figure.